Last night. We're going to be transitioning back into geometry, and we're going to start with our discussion of perimeter and area. And we're going to actually be carrying perimeter and area through the next couple sections. Now you should remember from previous grades that perimeter means the distance around a figure, and area means the space inside a figure. You can find the book definition on page 440, and I would strongly encourage you guys to check that out. Now we're going to start. Our very first objective is we're going to find the area of an oddly shaped figure. Now, this whole idea is actually pretty simple because all we have to do is get pretty close. You see on the board there, estimating is all about getting close, not exact. Just get close with these and it'll be fine. Okay, I'm not going to get upset for you not getting close. Okay, just not getting exact, just get close. Now, in the example on the state of Indiana, all they did was go ahead and count up all the full boxes. Those are all the full boxes. And then they added these ones right here that were partially full. Okay? So we see they rounded it to about 16.5 boxes. Now the other key here is looking for what each box represents. And in this case, each box represents 5,760 square kilometers. So when they multiply that out, they get the big answer of 95,040 square kilometers. So that is the first example. Let's go ahead and take that practice and use it in our check understanding. Now you see it down here at the bottom. Now at the bottom here, all we're doing is simply finding out the area of that lake. Okay? And so we see here each square represents 9 square miles. So we're going to count up how many squares there are, and then we're going to multiply by 9. So I see a box there. These are all full boxes. Then I see some partially full boxes right there. And so when I add all those up, it's going to get pretty close to about 12. About 12. Once again, you can make an argument for 12. You can make an argument for 14 actually, but it's going to be pretty close to 12. Okay? And then all we're going to do is multiply by 9 square miles, and we're going to get 108 square miles. Now that is key, ladies and gentlemen. Always put your units. So that's the first objective, estimating oddly shaped figures, and it really is very, very simple. Then in the next section, we are going to be using our knowledge of algebra. You guys hopefully remember some of these things. Our knowledge of algebra to simply fill in some blanks and solve these things. Now for the perimeter, for the formula for the perimeter of a rectangle, all we have to do is multiply. Multiply is 2 times length plus the width. And you can see the example. Or you can see the formula right here. So for this first one, if I want to find the perimeter of this rectangle right here, all I'm going to do is go P equals 2L plus W. Okay? So now my length is going to be 12. My width is going to be 6. So P equals 6 plus 12. Okay? So and then P is going to equal 2 times 18, and so P is going to equal 36. So the perimeter of this figure is going to be 36. Now with the area, we see area is going to be length times width. I'm going to take my length and I'm going to multiply it by my width. So once again, set up my formula. L times W, so area equals 6 times 12, so area equals 72. So in this case, my area is going to be 72, and my perimeter is going to be 36. So that is the very basic, so that's the perimeter and area of a rectangle. Now, moving on, perimeter and area of a square. Now, the cool thing is, you can see this in your book, the book goes into the connection between rectangles and squares. They're actually strongly connected. So we can get this formula. Now we'll hopefully talk about the formula tomorrow in class, but I want to focus on this tonight. So just the formula for perimeter of a square is simply going to be 4 times the sides. Now I see my side is going to be 4, so all I'm going to do for perimeter is go perimeter equals 4s, and so perimeter is equal 4 times 4. So perimeter is going to equal 16. So the perimeter of that square is going to be 16. Now for our area, we're going to do area equals side times side. And remember, we can use the exponent 2 to symbolize side time, or symbolize it something times itself. So we would say A equals side squared. So in this case, A is going to equal, so I'll put my, A equals side squared. So A is going to equal 4 squared, and hopefully you remember that 4 squared is going to be 16. Now this is not the case with every square, but this is unusual. We see the area and the perimeter is actually the same, and that's okay. That's okay in this case. All right, last objective. The cool thing about algebra is that we can use what we know about one figure to help us solve what we don't know about a figure. So in this case, we are given the perimeter here. We're given the perimeter. So we're going to use the perimeter to find the area. Now the cool thing is, all we need to do is find the length of the side to find the area of this figure. That's all we need to do. It's very, very simple. So we're going to set up like this. So if P equals 32, I'm going to look back here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. So perimeter equals 4 times side, or 4s. So all I do is 32, because that's my perimeter, equals 4s. Now, hopefully you should remember back to algebra. If I want to get my variable alone, I just simply divide it here. So 32 divided by 4 is going to be 8 equals, and that crosses out, side. So my side is going to be 8. Now, I can use this information right here to solve for the area. Remember, area equals side squared. So area equals 8 squared, so the area is going to equal 64. So it is as simple as that. I use my knowledge of perimeter to solve for the area. Now, this is a little more complex skill, so let's do it one more time. Same thing, I'm given my perimeter. I need to find the area. So, perimeter is going to equal 4. Perimeter is going to equal 4s. So my perimeter is 24 equals 4s. Now once again, we're going to divide by 4 on this side, divide by 4 on this side, and we get 6 equals s. 24 divided by 4 is 6, and that's cancel out. So I'm going to use this right here. A equals side squared, so A equals 6 squared, so A is going to equal 36. So my area is 36. So we see how I used what I knew to solve for what I did not know. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the lesson. Now the key tonight is to memorize these formulas. Memorize these formulas. They're going to be very, very important, especially as we move on to bigger and better figures. These formulas become very, very important. So the big things, memorize these formulas. Your homework tonight is going to be page 443, 5 through 15 odd. Once again, page 443, 5 through 15 odd. Have a great night, and we'll see you all tomorrow.